Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to Watch One. Thanks for logging on. Today we're looking at the Omega Speedmaster Solar Impulse HB-SIA. You can see this limited edition GMT chronograph on our website, watchyouwant.com. Purchase it there, and if you enjoy these videos, please subscribe to our YouTube channel, Watch You Want Inc. You can also click on the card in the upper right-hand corner of the video at any time to see our full listing for this watch, with accessories included, high-resolution images, and of course our complete pricing information for this very watch. Now on my wrist, 6 1/3 inches, 16 centimeters in circumference. I want to clarify that this watch is mechanically and in terms of the watch head dimensions, feel, and function identical to the version that I showcased on a bracelet, but because the feel and the look of the watch changed so dramatically on the strap devoted to this model, I wanted to give this one its own separate shake, so to speak, give it its own test drive to express how it feels, how it looks, and how it presents in comparison to its bracelet-clad brethren. Now you can see the basic measurements of the case don't change. 44.25 millimeters across. This one's a fairly thick 16.5 millimeters, and you can see the cantilever of that bezel outward means that the tachometric bezel will cause some tighter sleeves or cuff to get hung up. Now, in terms of lug to lug measurement, there are two ways to look at this watch. You can see that it is 49.5 millimeters from absolute lug to lug, but that swells to well over 55 if you measure the outward flare of the strap. However, I'm happy to say that some clever measures that Omega has taken make this strap, although conforming and it is flush to the edge of the case, it makes it more flexible and compliant than some conforming end-piece straps. And the first thing they've done that really helps is created a downward thrust that's molded into the strap itself. Now you can see that to good effect from this angle, but what they also do is they mold in a couple of essentially bellows channels or natural fold lines, and you can see how they're molded into the strap itself to make it more inherently flexible to deal with the curve of a tighter wrist. It's well done, it's smart, it also adds a little bit of visual distinction to the strap that helps it look more than a simple sheer slab of black natural rubber. Now on its underside, it's just as smart. You can see there's a honeycomb pattern that effectively allows moisture, sweat, and grit to escape, giving the wrist a little bit of room to breathe so that when you wear this one on a hot day, it feels more comfortable. Also, by hollowing out the underside of the strap, Omega has likewise made it just a little bit more flexible by reducing the amount of material. They've also equipped the watch, and this is another key distinction from the bracelet variant, with a beautiful twin trigger satin titanium finished clasp. Now what I really enjoy about this is that it allows the watch to go minderless, which is to say it has none of the little strap minder loops that take up excess. Instead, the excess tucks in underneath the clasp itself. Twin trigger for security, not friction fit, won't pop open, and again, because of that minderless system that tucks the excess of the strap, it has a very clean profile when closed and sized. Now in terms of the absolute function and the mechanical specification, this watch is very much like the previous HB-SIA numbered edition I featured, which is to say it is an automatic winder with Omega's in-house caliber 3603. Now it's based on a Frederic Piguet 1285, which is similar to the well-known 1185, but differs in a couple of critical ways. First, it's a thicker movement. Second, it operates at 4 Hz, not 3 Hz like the original Frederic Piguet featured on many Blancpain, Vacheron, and Audemars Piguet watches. Also, this one's set up to work with a coaxial escapement in the Omega fashion. It also features hacking seconds, which the 1185 does not feature, and while the 1185 features a 40-hour power reserve, this one features a more robust 52-hour power reserve. Also worth mentioning, this watch is a GMT with a dual time function, and you can see, like a lot of the classic La Manna 1040 or Omega caliber 1340, Speedmasters and Seamasters of the 1970s, that little second time zone, the 24-hour GMT hand, is represented by a little aviation-style aircraft simulacrum that points to the 24-hour scale in between the conventional 12-hour indices. Now, it is a titanium watch, so it wears light on the wrist. It has 100-meter water resistance in spite being an aviation-themed watch, so especially on the rubber strap, it's a very versatile timepiece that, quite frankly, you may never have to take off your wrist. Now, what's also important about about the watch is that it features a lot of the materials that are hallmarks of its namesake Solar Impulse solar-powered aircraft project, which is to say the titanium of the case and the carbon fiber weave of the dial. And you can see that gorgeous texture. Now, as the light plays across it, it creates almost a three-dimensional effect that really animates this dial and brings the watch to life in a way that's dynamic and almost like a really complex and particularly telling sunburst grain to a metallic dial. It also features playful use of color accents that I enjoy, and it feels appropriate and in a lot of ways natural to a sporting reference such as this that's dedicated to a flying machine that really pushes the limits unconventionally. Having a little bit of unconventional color adds to the character of this watch. And you can see it has a particularly memorable case back. Rather than a simple engraving, there's a gorgeous inlaid and lacquered Solar Impulse dedication, which features the image, again, of the namesake aircraft, as well as the signature colors of the project, blue, white, and orange, with a gorgeous technical style landscape below. This is a handsome, memorable, versatile, and fun timepiece. And I can really only recapitulate what I said when I first showcased this watch. It really does pack it all. Automatic, alternately sporty, but formal enough to pack with a suit, with a dual time function, a chronograph, a jump date, a long power reserve, a fascinating and complicated chronograph movement. This watch really does have it all, and you can have it all by purchasing this watch on our website, watchyouwant.com.